Welcome to Morning Market Call. My name is Doug Mumford, and with me today is Matthew Zabawa. Welcome, Matthew.
Thank you.
Before we even introduce him further, I want to ask, where does the name Zabawa come from? I was thinking Japan, but it's not.
It's African.
African?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's Polish, and what it actually means is a family party or get-together. That's what a Zabawa is.
Interesting trivia. Matthew is here representing the product development major within the MBA program. The product development major is a joint master's in mechanical engineering with an MBA, right?
Right. It's kind of like the JD MBA program, but this is just with mechanical engineering. So.
Awesome. So you were at Ford this summer in Dearborn, Michigan, and tell me a little bit about working at Ford. What were you working on this summer?
Well, I got to actually, it's like a dream job for someone like me that grew up at a car dealership. They grew up loving cars. I got to work on the 50th anniversary Mustang, the 2015 Mustang.
Wait a second. You were working on the 2015 Mustang. So that's 5 years into the future.
Right, yeah.
I don't think most of us realize that when you go to the car dealership, the car was being worked on and designed 5 years ago. That's kind of interesting.
I mean, what you see in the car, the thing that makes up the car, was basically decided like 5 years before, if it's a new car. And you just look at a car, it's incredibly complex. There's a lot of things that have to happen. And so I was working in the group called the Global Product Planning and Strategy, and doing mostly this product planning job. And so the planners actually have to make the big decisions about, what's going to be in the car, what engine is going to have, which transmission, what's the size going to be, all these big decisions about the car. And then so you have a plan, and then the rest of the 4 years before the car hits production is basically executing that plan.
So what did you actually do functionally for the company during your internship?
So what I did is at planning we have to interact with all the other functional disciplines. So you have finance, marketing, design studio, engineering, and manufacturing. And so I had to actually work, and my specific responsibility within my four-person team was to interact with the design studio the most and figure out what size the car was going to be and what things have to change because of that. There's a lot of things you move like the hood down 1 millimeter, it might affect everything down to the floor of the car. So I had to interact, we had to make all the hard decisions about what we were going to do with the actual size and shape of the car.
Interesting. So would you say you were using more of your mechanical engineering master's degree that you're doing right now, or did you use more of your MBA experience in the internship?
Yeah, well, I'd say like one of the really exciting things about the internship was getting to use all of it. Like I said, having to interact with all those functional disciplines that, specifically with my working with the engineering teams and the manufacturing teams and the design studio teams, that was a lot of my engineering background. Working with the finance and marketing teams, that was a lot of the MBA background. And it was I really loved how engaging it was and how it made me use everything that I had learned to this point. Wow,
sounds like a great experience. Tell me a little bit about, or tell us a little bit about some of the fun things that you did during your internship.
Wow, it was just an absolute dream. My second day there, we had everybody that was on the Mustang team got brought in, and we brainstormed what we were going to do with this iconic brand as far as bringing in features to the car. And so we were brainstorming features. We had 2 days just to kind of think, what stuff do we want to put into the 2015 Mustang. After that, I got to go on a competitive drive where we got brought in, obviously a Mustang, Camaro, the other competitive vehicles like Hyundai Genesis and some other vehicles I can't really talk about. But we compared the Mustang to it. So everybody drove all of them, and we got a feeling for what the competition was like, and that was just awesome. We got to tear through the country roads a little bit, get to really feel what the cars could do. Then probably the pinnacle of it was actually getting to drive Mustang GT on the test track. And so I was testing out a specific feature, and it was actually on the test track, with the bank corners, where you're going like 85, 90 on these corners that are banked, and you're up at like 45 degrees, and then a fast straightaway where you're hitting 100. It was amazing. That was awesome.
I think most of us that are not product development majors have decided we're in the wrong major in the MBA program. Matthew, it was great having you on the show, and if anyone is interested in learning more about Ford and Matthew's internship experience, talk to Matthew. Also, there was someone there from the finance track.
Yeah, Trevor McEwen. He's also a second year. He interned in finance and product development finance.
Thank you again so much for being on. For Morning Market Call, I'm Doug Mumford. We'll see you next time.
Morning Market Call is brought to you by the Marriott School of Management in cooperation with the Brigham Young University Department of Communications. MMC is made possible by generous donations from Larry Tasjan and Gary Williams. This show was produced by Jeff Butler, JANESSA CLOWER, David Wood, and Doug Mumford, with line producing by Beth Grimmett. For more information, please follow us on Twitter and Facebook.